Sooner or later, ISIS will be expelled from Mosul. The question is not whether this will happen, but how and when this will happen. There are at least 5 major risks. The first is that local inhabitants from Mosul may perceive this offensive not as the liberation of their city, but the fall of their city. They are particularly afraid of what can be the strategy of some of the militias, particularly the Shia militias. They are very afraid of looting, of revenge, all of sorts of abuses. So it's key to avoid this to happen. Second risk is that we may be facing a humanitarian crisis. During the crisis, because we don't know how long this will take, if the city is besieged for several weeks, local inhabitants will be lacking food, water, medicine, so in itself that can be a crisis. But it also depends on the military strategies in the fighting. If both ISIS and the coalition destroy fundamental infrastructure of the cities, we may be facing a humanitarian crisis right after the city is liberated. A third risk is that people may believe, and wrongly believe, that this represents the end of ISIS as a threat, as a major threat. If ISIS cannot focus on building a territorial project, they will try to preserve its role as a global terrorist threat. So let's get ready for more attacks either in the region or elsewhere. In that sense, it's particularly worrying the fact that some of the foreign fighters that may be now living in Mosul, even if it's a small proportion of them, try to get back home. This is a security threat also for the home countries. Then this is particularly true for Europe and for the countries of the Maghreb. The fourth risk is that the coalition may be less cohesive than one thinks. For the moment it seems that everyone has a common enemy, which is ISIS, but we start observing significant tensions among the different actors. The most evident one is between the government in Turkey and the government in Baghdad. But also we'll have to see also the mistrust that part of the people in the coalition may have regarding Iranian aspirations in Mosul. All of this is a headache for the United States. And the fifth risk is that while everyone is looking at Mosul, people may forget what's going on in the country next door in Syria, and Assad and its allies in the Kremlin may be tempted to pursue a more aggressive offensive in Syria in order to take advantage of the situation. So one of the collateral victims of the Mosul offensive may be the citizens of Aleppo. So there are no doubts that expelling ISIS from Mosul would be good news. The thing is not whether this should happen, but how and when this should happen.